Hey guys, I hope you're all having a good Sunday. Today, I'm going to compare the Capital One Venture X to the Chase Sapphire Reserve to the American Express Platinum card. Let me tell you, I've had the Venture X for just 12 months now, and I'm about to get that 10,000 anniversary points, and I'm pretty excited. But ever since having my Chase Sapphire Reserve, honestly, the Venture X has kind of been, competing for that space in my wallet. And as you know, I only have space for one. Well, guys, I need to figure out which one's best, okay? And there's a lot of good reasons why one is better than the other, okay? Well, I guess I can get into a few things that have to do with the Chase Sapphire Reserve first, because it's the one in my hand at this moment. Now, one of the best things about the Chase Sapphire Reserve, in my opinion, is the 1.5 cents per point that you can get in the portal. And I understand, guys, the portal might not be the best way to redeem points, but hey, if you're going to buy like a $150 domestic economy flight, you might as well not have to call Turkish Airlines on the phone and panic and get all stressed out because your redemption's not going through and your player 2 is not able to get the ticket. So that's why I just go ahead and book in the portal. But now that I have the Chase Sapphire Reserve to book this in the portal, I'm kind of losing a little bit of faith in Capital One because I really want to use Capital One to book my domestic flights. Now let me tell you guys, I've been using Turkish Airlines with Capital One miles to book my domestic flights for 7,500 miles each way, but now I don't really have to do that, and it's honestly pretty hard to get over 1.5 cents per point when doing this kind of redemption, so I think I'm going to stick with Chase. Another thing that was really frustrating with my Capital One Venture X experience was the lounge access. Unfortunately, guys, they don't have Priority Pass restaurants. Now, guys, I understand there's lounges all over the US that are not restaurants. Who cares? Well, let me tell you, I think that it's good to have this option because sometimes those lounges are either closed, you get denied from entering them because they're full, and it's nice to have some sort of backup. When I was just traveling through Chicago, I went to Midway and Chicago O'Hare, and let me tell you, that place is drier than a desert when it comes to lounges. After I got turned down so many times from the Swissport Lounge for having the Capital One Venture X and it was already full, I started to think, maybe I need a card that has some better lounge access. Even after I moved to New York, I got turned down at JFK way too many times to count, and it all happened with the Capital One Venture X. Now, let me tell you, I understand that this is just Priority Pass in general, but having the Sapphire Reserve with the Priority Pass restaurants is really helpful. And luckily for me, I'm able to reduce the $550 annual fee on the Chase Sapphire Reserve all the way down to just $51. Because, guys, I use the Lyft Pink membership to ride city bikes everywhere, as you know. Also, that $300 travel credit is basically as liquid as water because I don't have to even try to spend on that credit. It just happens. Compared to the Capital One Venture X, that $300 travel credit has to be in the portal. While Chase, you could just do it. You could just use it for Uber, Lyft, Transit, Amtrak. I'm literally on a train right now. New Jersey Transit. Whatever you want to do. And I think that is quite nice. But, sometimes I don't want to be corralled into the portal to try to use your product. I understand, guys. The Capital One portal is one of the better portals because it does have lots of magic things to help your experience. It's just not something I want to spend on anymore, though. But I guess I should include American Express in this comparison because we're talking about luxury travel credit cards. And let me tell you, this one is very luxurious. Honestly, I've been thinking about getting it. I just am not sure if I can really handle that $695 annual fee, but maybe I can. I personally want to get some better lounge access because you know what? I'm tired of waiting out there in the terminal with nothing going on and having no other options because everything's either closed or I'm not getting denied from Priority Pass. It's a little interesting because the Priority Pass on the Amex Platinum is actually just as bad as the Capital One Venture X. So, it's nice to have the Chase Sapphire Preferred that has the restaurants and spas, while the other two don't. As for American Express's multipliers, I think it's also nice that you could book 5X directly with the airlines, because, sometimes things happen, you gotta figure that out and make some changes, manage your booking, and it's a little bit easier when you can go directly with the airline. Also, you can save a little bit by not paying for any elevated portal prices like the Chase's portal, but, I'm still going to be using Chase's portal because I want that 1.5 cent per point redemption with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Another thing I noticed about all these cards is that none of them are really good as an everyday card, except for the Capital One Venture X, because this card gets 2x back on everything, while all the other cards just are mostly travel focused. I think that's actually pretty nice. I was using this card as a catch-all card since it does get 2x back for Capital One miles, and I think Capital One has pretty decent transfer partners, although none of them are domestic United States, which I really want that to happen, but how much can you ask from Capital One? It's no big deal, though, because I think I'm going to use my Capital One miles for some sort of international redemption. I'm not going to lie, though, I am just slowly devaluing my Capital One miles because I'm not... I'll probably end up using my Capital One miles for some sort of Aeroplan lay flat business class to somewhere far away because I think that would be a good use case. I also think membership awards points are really good for this, especially because you get 150,000 membership awards points with the Amex Platinum sign-up bonus, and it's really not that hard to get that bonus. However, you can get 90,000 Capital One miles as of the recording of this video if you do sign up pretty soon. We don't know how much longer this bonus is going to go, but if it goes, then you're only stuck with 75,000 miles, which is not that bad. However, with Chase, you're really going to be stuck at the bottom because for some reason, the Chase Sapphire Reserve has not had an elevated bonus in quite some time, and you're pretty much stuck with 60,000 ultimate rewards points. This didn't really matter for me because I just product changed into this card anyway. Now, you may wonder what kind of benefits come with these travel credit cards, because 2 of them are Visa Infinite cards, and one of them is the most popular Big Daddy travel credit card. So, for the Visa Infinite cards, guys, you get standard Visa Infinite benefits, travel insurance, AAA insurance, baggage insurance, you get the point. But, for some reason, Visa Infinite is completely chill with you just booking a partial amount of that fare on the card, and they'll give you the whole entire AAA insurance coverage. This means if your trip is delayed by 6 hours or more, or overnight, you're covered for up to $500. Isn't that nice? So you can just charge the $5.60 charge for making a redemption right on one of these Visa Infinite cards, and you're covered. This does not apply to the Amex Platinum, though. You're not completely covered unless you book the entire fare with the Amex Platinum. You have to book the whole fare to get trip delay insurance. I didn't know that, and it's quite interesting. So every time I'm either working on a sign-up bonus or making a redemption and I have a card that I'm just charging all the time, I'm going to actively try to remember to put that charge on the Chase Sapphire Reserve when I'm making a taxes and fees redemption. Unless it's like $200 to $300 and I really need to hit a minimum spend requirement. But if it's like a $5.60 charge and I want to be covered, it's going on the reserve. As for statuses on these cards, you're going to get nothing with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and you're going to get Hertz President Circle status with the Venture X, which is pretty nice, but I don't really rent cars. You do, however, get Hertz Gold on the Amex Platinum, which basically means you can use your phone to bypass the whole line and just go straight to the car if you do that. So you don't really need President Circle on the Amex Platinum. The good benefits there. You do, however, get Marriott Gold and Hilton Gold, which I've actually never used before because I don't have the Amex Platinum. But I've heard this is pretty good. You can get some late checkout, I think 2 p.m. late checkout on Marriott. And hey, maybe they'll give you a free water bottle. So guys, while I don't have all 3 cards, I just wanted to share my experience I have with 2. I am considering getting the American Express Platinum after hearing about how awesome the benefits were in this video. And you know what? I really want to get this card for the 150,000 membership awards points. I think that is a great deal. Plus, I think I can nail down all the credits on this card. I know there's plenty of credits that has been talked about as much as possible, okay? I understand. We don't need to hear it again. But I'm pretty close to breaking even with this card, and I think that's pretty nice because then I can get all the benefits for free. I mean, I can just use Uber anytime. That one's easy. Plus, the airline incidental credit is really easy to do as well. I looked up how to use it with United. You can just use a United Travel Bank. It's basically a portal redemption for buying a flight kind of vibe. So that works for me. You know, however, what won't work for me is keeping all 3. I think that I have to make a change here because I don't want to keep the Amex Platinum and the Venture X at the same time. So we're going to have to figure out what's going to happen because I don't have the American Express Platinum, but I do want it. I guess you're going to have to figure out in this video here when it releases. Alright guys, that's all I got for today. If you enjoyed the video, you want to check out my links in the description, I sincerely appreciate that. And if you want to subscribe, I also appreciate that. Hope you all have an excellent day. Thank you.